Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and let's have a little Red Really action today. I should say tonight. I was so upset today. I had to go put some orders in the mail for some of the shrimp fam, and while I was out, I figured I'd stop at Home Depot because there's this product. There's this other product that you can use that kills 99.99% germs. So I stopped, got that, and some spray bottles. And I was thinking I had to wait in line just to get in Home Depot. Ooh. Oh, I think I have a shrimp molting. I think I just bothered him. So, yeah, I had to wait like, oh, I don't know. It wasn't forever. Probably, ooh, 10, 15 minutes to get in. They had to line out when I got inside. I'd have to say, there's probably 50 people inside, so it wasn't like it was a ghost town, but I went in. I was going to get some PVC pipe to run my air lines for my wall, for my shrimp tank wall here, instead of the hookup that I have right now. But they only had 3 pieces of 1 inch. Well, the prices weren't horrible for it, but then I started thinking, well, what I got right now isn't, it works, so maybe we'll just stick with this for a little bit. And my buddy's got a whole bunch of 3/4 inch, but I think 3/4 inch would be too small. I'm not certain. If anyone knows if 3/4 inch PVC pipe would be good for air line, to run my lines behind, and I'm going to put my valves in there to run them down to my tanks, let me know. Because in my opinion, 3/4 would be too small. It like wouldn't let the pressure build up good. But I don't know if it'll work. He's got a ton of it I can get for free. But sorry about the tank. There's looks like some algae on the glass. With this macro lens, I don't. It's. I try to, like I say, I try to stay away from my tanks. I do water changes. I feed slightly. I make sure, fight the algae if I'm having algae. Clean the front of the tanks. But this, this is the lower level. I don't really come down here too much because I have to bend down. No, I just, been working on all the upper tanks for a while, so now I came down here to do a video on the Red Rillys because they're so cool. I don't know, they get attention, but I think maybe they could get a little more attention. And I have really nice ones in here. Really, really nice, really, really. It's really, really. But yes, like I was saying in my last video, we're gonna be doing taking 20% of all sales and putting it towards what in the heck? I have a freaking, how the heck did one of my Caradinas get in my Red Really tank? What the heck is that? Ooh, I'm gonna have to drip him slow. Well, I got him, folks, so don't you worry. He has been saved. Yeah, literally. I don't know. It looks like I don't know what it is. Like a Pinto or something. Did he like, I couldn't have done it. Oh, he might have rode in on some moss or something. I don't know. Got me. That's probably what happened. I pulled some moss out of the tank. He was on it. Oh boy, he must. Wonder how long he's been in there. He's probably been suffering too. Well, that ain't cool. I feel real bad now. Let me get some RO water in here. Start dripping them in some. Wow, that was a good catch. I almost didn't see him. So, yeah, so I'm pretty excited about the decision we made to, have all the sales that we make go toward 20%. Well, not all the sales. 20% of all the sales that we do go toward the shelter, the animal shelter here in Westland. Well, not here. I live in Livonia, but in Westland. Dude, that's where my buddy's store's at, and he said that he would give us everything he could at cost. So, however much money I can get, however much I sell in the month of April, I'll take 20% of it and donate it. And then, like I said, we're going to try to get others to participate and, put money toward it. So we can get some food to the dogs and cats that don't have homes right now. They're just being babysat by some people until the Humane Society reopens. I just feel real bad about that. Oh, that call right there. Got a red really with a... Looks like you got hit with a paintball. Splat right on the side. Doesn't make them ugly. Looks like it'd be a female. Probably is. It looks like a female. Like it's that second piece behind their carapace there with the big round. That's funny. So this tank has some boosts. It was given to me by a friend. It has some Wassertan. I don't know. Some people say, "Oh, well, it just does good in soft water." It got me. I got in a whole bunch of tanks. I don't see that it does. It does good in all my tanks, I guess. Like I said, I think the trick is to all these mosses and stuff is leave them alone, because the washer tank, I mean, it's real thin. It's like paper, So you jerk it around and move it around and shove it with your net and stuff. It it probably damages it. It doesn't like it, So, I have black, just gravel, just plain old fish tank gravel in there, due to the fact that, the water is tinted due to the Indian almond leaves, which I don't even know when the heck I'm going to be able to get more of them suckers due to the fact that all the borders and everything are closed down. Jeez, oh Pete's, what are we going to do for certain things? Well, hopefully the weather starts turning here a little bit, because my neighbor 2 doors down, he's got oak trees, so I'll go down and get some oak leaves, I guess. And then I got a whole bunch of mulberry trees, but it's not the same, as an Indian almond leaf, because they eat the bacteria, the all the stuff, the yummies that grow on it. When the plant rots or when the leaf rots and stuff, they like that because it creates all their little edibles that they like. That's why I'm literally going to try to cut back on my feeding so much. I'm going to try to only feed, I don't know, maybe 4 times a week instead of every other day. Well, that's 4. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, yeah, and I take the weekends off. So let's say like Monday, Thursday, or no, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, it takes Saturday, Sunday off. So cut a day out of there. So Monday, Friday. Yeah, just feed Monday and Friday. Due to the fact that, I mean, the tanks have plenty of algae. I feed them live bacteria when I do water changes. The glass has super healthy algae on them. The shrimp are just, real happy and healthy. So, it's just over time I've just come to see, and understand that, it's not always how much you feed, but what you feed. And boy, they like the Sawassertan, the flatness of the plant. It just allows so much stuff to grow on it, and they just sit in there and munch all day, just yum 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 yum, and it's. I mean, all the mosses actually. That's why in a lot of my tanks, you look in there and you're like, what? Where's the shrimp? And but like the Neo Caridina tanks, uh, you just feed the front of it and they come out like pigs. Like I fed 3 tanks: the red Relly tank, the blue Relly tank, and the snow white tank right here in the road, just in case one didn't come out. I wanted to make sure that I had shrimp that were coming out, and yeah, they're all 3 tanks. But Caridina aren't like that. You got moss in there; they're in there, and you drop food in there, and they won't come out. You leave, come back an hour later, they'll just be coming out. They're like little gangsters. They take their time, all slow rolling it, got their little hats off to the side, polishing their shoes. Showing up at Cadillacs and stuff. But Neos don't care. They're just straight up gangster. They come from the hood, boy. They're just like, look, give me some food. I'm coming to take it. Get out of my way. They do not care. They're the bullies. Nobody talks bad to a Neo. I don't know. I get goofy about these shrimp. I mean, they're just goofy shrimp, and I make all these dumb stories up. I don't know. It's funny. So, yep. Let me see. Yep. Missed Mark Shrimp Tank Steak. Gosh, I hate missing that guy's his show. I don't like. I mean, I'll watch his. I'll watch it after the replay, but I just like to watch it. He's just because he's having a show doesn't mean that it's it just might be something that like I try to do, raise your spirits for the day. I mean, the guy, holy hell, do I laugh my ass off when I watch him. Just the things he says and his accent, and I mean, it's he enlightens my day. Let me tell you that he's a very positive person. I don't know him personally, but I wouldn't sit here and waste my time talking about somebody on my own channel if I didn't find positiveness, within this person. So if you guys never checked him out, check him out. It's Mark's Shrimp Tanks. I'm sure you guys have, because he's like been around for a little bit, but he's about his business. The guy knows his stuff. I mean, I learn a lot from him. I learn a lot from a lot of YouTubers. I don't sit here and say, well, I learned this from so and so, and I learned this from so and so, because some people like to talk crap about other ones, and some people, it's just, that's the way it is. I don't want anybody going, oh, well, he don't know what he's talking about, or he don't know what he's talking, well, whatever. I'm not going to argue about it, but the fact of the matter is it's somebody says something, somebody says another thing, somebody says another thing, and I just compile it all into into my mental system, and then I, like a Rubik's Cube, mix it all up, see what works, do it my way, not their way, and, and then here I am, with all this positive stuff. Well, it's with their help. I just did it my way because this is what I tried to tell people a long time ago is I don't have the same water as you. I don't keep my tanks at the same temperature as you. I don't have the same shrimp as you got. I don't have the same RO system you got. My filters might not be as clean as yours in my RO, or they're cleaner. And my TDSs are different. Or, my, just how I prepare my water is different. Anything. So that's why I try to say, take all the information that you have. Don't listen to one person and say, well, so-and-so says this, so it's got to be right. No, it doesn't have to be right. He's or she is probably correct in what they're talking about, but it doesn't mean that things can't be different on your end, at your end of the pond, So, that's another way not to get discouraged. Don't do something somebody tells you, and if it doesn't work, you go, oh my gosh, now I can't do this. It didn't work. Well, it just doesn't. That just means that you didn't do it your way, the way that, it's got to work for you. Here's a little thing I'll share with you. I have 100, you guys see it once in a while, I have a 120 gallon, 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot cichlid tank. Mostly just South Africans, but they tell me all the time, oh, you got to put a buffer in there, you got to raise the pH, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I just put tap water in there. They're like, man, you got to raise the pH. I'm like, raise the pH? I've had these fish in here for 3 years. What do you mean raise the pH? None have ever died. They never get sick. The only time something happens is if they're, if one of them, if they're breeding, if they're mating and somebody comes around, they want to smack them around, tell them to get out of the way a little bit. Other than that, they might have to heal up from something, but there's no issues. And I tell them, like, you want me to get a buffer and spend all that money because and they say, oh yeah, you got to have it. I'm like, well, do you put buffer in here at the pet store? Well, no, but I'm like, well, there you go. Why do I have to put buffering in? Just because, you don't even do it at the store. Well, I can understand they get fish and they're not there long. But all they have in their tanks is tap water. And you're telling me I got to put buffering in there. I don't put nothing in it. My fish are as happy as can be. I mean, happy as can be. If somebody's causing trouble, I pack them up and I move them out. I get them out of there. I don't mess around. But it's just how it is. So don't always believe let me say this. Don't always do it the way one person says, and if it doesn't work, you get discouraged and say, well, I can't do it. It didn't work for me. Well, who cares? Maybe the person that told you, like me at times, I'm wrong about stuff once in a while. No one's perfect, but I try to give you guys, the best info that I can come up with. So if I don't, I'm really sorry. But that's what I'm saying. I don't get discouraged. I don't go, well, so-and-so on this show told me to do this, and it didn't work. Shrimp died, or they're not breeding. I can't do this no more. Just, do things your way. Figure it out. It takes time. Figure it out. But that's why I try to say, Sorry about that probing on the light. I'm surprised that it's doing that. It's that, I think it's that, hold on, let me see if I can blow this up and then shrink it back down. Nah, it's not going to make a difference. But, that's why I say, if you have shrimp tank, just put your shrimp in there, turn around, walk away. Leave them in there. And that's the hardest thing in the world. Jeez, Pete, I remember when, I was told that when I first started. Oh, yeah, just, walk away. And it's like, walk away? I can't just walk away. And, I've come to learn that that's like the best thing you can do, starting off, is just walk away and leave them alone. Let the tank get covered in algae, let them relax, let them chill. And then, after a little while, then start sticking your hand in there and, adjusting things and making the tank look pretty and, this and that. But to start off with, I just put a tank together, put a bunch of crap in there that they can feed off of, that they'll be able to survive and be super healthy, and that's it. I stick them in there and let them be, let them mind their own business. But it's kind of funny because back in the day, when I was a kid, pet stores and times are different. When I was a kid, my father got me a 10-gallon tank with a cast iron stand. I mean, thick. This thing was heavy, like you'd build engines on it, but it was a fish tank stand. And we used to clean the substrate in that, the gravel in it. We'd stir the tank up, make all that stuff go around, vacuum the water out of it, put new water in it. We never let anything in there. Could never figure out why the fish never lived. Could never figure out why nothing ever lived long. I had a catfish in there for a long time, but caught it up north, just a little itty baby. It was maybe about an inch long, swimming in a whole pack. Looked like a shadow going across the river or going across the lake. And my buddy stuck a cup in there and probably caught about 50 of them. But I had one that lived, and he grew to be about 8 inches. I went and took him down and released him in the lake. But other than that, used to always clean that substrate. Clean it. It was like a chore that they used to make us do. Take the trash out and clean the fish tank. It was like they wanted it to be sparkly clean, but no one ever told you back then. I don't even know if anyone knew back then. Not to clean your fish tank. Just don't overfeed, but you want beneficial bacteria to grow in the tank because it's beneficial to the fish or whatever you have living in the tank. But no one ever told you that when we were younger. You go buy shit, and next thing you know, they're like, oh, yep, here's all this stuff to clean the tank. And you're like, clean the tank? Here's all these tools, all this, all that. And then next thing you know, you're coming back and they're like, hey, how you doing? Good. My fish died. Oh, yes. What'd you do? Just throw it right. Oh, look, we got a buried mama. Oh, what'd you do? Just, whatever. They would come up with some story on why, your fish died. But it was because they told you to clean it all the time. Now, pet stores still don't tell you. They don't tell you to clean it all the time, but they don't tell you really how to take care of your stuff because they don't want you to. Most pet stores don't want you to succeed. I mean, I have friends that work at the pet store, and they even say that, not at my buddy's, but at another one, they say that they'll get down on you as much as they can until you figure it out. And then when you don't come back in, if you don't come back in because you're mad or whatever, they just figure, what's the big deal? We got what we got the money we wanted. I know why it's flickering, because the lights are starting to dim down because it's bedtime. So, that's the whole, I don't know. It's all a bunch of crap. Well, this is terrible with this flicker. Watch, I'll fix it. I'll shut all the lights off to turn back on, and that'll go away. Oh yeah, everything's toning down. There it is, see? Now they're bright. They're full bright now. Because, yeah, it's 9:17, and I think about 9:20 they shut down. Well, on that note, folks, since it's 9:17, I think we're going to call it a night. Go upstairs, hang out, check out our new little cable stuff we got. We ordered that Disney Plus. Shut the cable off because it costs too much, and right now I can't afford it with, none of us working. So shut the cable off today. Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, which I could care less about. It's $12.99 a month, and I think the first 30 days is free. So I signed up for it, and they didn't even take any money out. And you can pay for it with PayPal. How about that? All right, so let's come over here, show you some blue Reallys really fast. Really, blue really. It's the only bad thing about these guys, they never ever breed true. So it's hard, see that mama back there, she's pregnant, there's a blue Really. But it's like you call all these Reallys, there's a light one, they just don't breed true. They never do. The Reallys, the diamonds, blue Reallys, blue diamonds, they're dang near the same thing. Close. They're not really, but they just look super pretty. They're balled up around that food. Crazy, I'm telling you, man. I feed my shrimp certain foods, boy, they go bonkers. Look at that. A huge ball. But like I said, they're super pretty. They don't breed true, but, like I said, the diamonds are, kind of the same thing. I didn't put any food in there, so you probably won't be able to see any, but they're all chilling up there in the moss. Tons of them. But yeah, it says blue Really, and you're like, okay. They're just a shrimp that you really got to call. I don't, if I spent forever in a day calling them all the time, geez, oh Pete, I wouldn't have any time to sleep. So it's kind of like if you order the blue Reallys, all you got to do is breed them and cull them, breed them and cull them, breed them and cull them. That's it, and then you'll start getting what you want. But that's the whole thing, with most shrimp. Some people want to buy shrimp and never have to cull. They have perfection right when they buy it, and it isn't always like that. So sometimes you might be able to get it, but. Snowballs. Can we say snowballs? Yeah, see, these bottom tanks. So I just seen somebody put on Facebook, hey, are mineral balls really worth the money? Yeah, right. There's 3 of them sitting there. They've been in there freaking a year and they don't do nothing. They're more of a fad thing. They're more of, I won't even say what they're like, but it's up to you. I'd never buy them again, but it's your prerogative. They're just more for looks, or somebody say, hey, I got this, and your shrimp will really benefit from it. Yeah, right. It's a joke. It's that fake medicine they used to sell in the movies. Elixir. These are the blue diamonds. Sorry you can't see them very well, but again, the water is severely clouded. due to the Indian almond leaves. So it's like black water, swampy water. But sorry, there we go. But all right, everybody, I'm gonna cut this video short. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a really good evening, and everyone stay safe. And tell everyone that you love them. All right, everybody, stay shrimpy. See you tomorrow.